on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me.
Welcome everybody to the Tony Sherpass Memorial Studio just south of St. Louis, Missouri. Here as we get ready for 75 laps here at Talladega. We got an awesome show for tonight. We are streaming just about everywhere that you can think of. And these guys are getting ready to get gridded up. In fact, they are getting gridded up right now as we go over your qualifying results. Bring those up here. John Connor going to take the fastest time, but you know, with Cody Bonelli rounding out your top, taking second. Dale Procop Villiquet will take third. Trevor Woodward will qualify fourth, and Truth Hope will qualify fifth here on the field tonight. These guys are getting ready to get gridded down there on pit road. We get ready to go over our race information real quickly. It's going to be an 85-degree day, 36% relative humidity with a 4-mile-an-hour wind. 122-degree track temperature here tonight. It's going to be hot. It's going to be a hot one. Nonetheless, let's go over that grid here. John Connor gonna start on the pole, crossing to his outside is gonna be Cody Bonelli. Dale Valaquette will start third. On the outside of row number 2 will be Trevor Woodward. Cruz Hoke will start on the inside of row number 5 with Andrew Tuft on his outside, starting 6th. Richard Odie will starting 9th will be William Kelly, while Terry Fennell at number 50 will start in that 10th spot. Jimmy Walker will start 11th. Eric Dodd will start 12th. Starting 13th will be Brandon Honeycutt out of Driving Stream Incorporated. Darius Sims will start 14th. Blair Holloman will start 15th. Kinsley Smith will start 16th. Jesse Fox will start 17th. And rounding out your field of the Chicken Coop Racing will be Colonel Kirby Wayne Scott. To make up 18 cars for 75 laps. We're going to have some onboard camera shots with John Connor in that number 97 truck. Andrew Tuft going to bring us our Road Ranger on board here tonight. Terry Fennell got the Grinch riding along with him out of Savannah, Georgia. Blair Holloman with that Wrangler out of Milton, Pennsylvania. He's going to be driving the silver belt buckle here tonight. As we get ready, these guys are going to be strapped in, ready for sound. Connor Benelli, gonna have your front row. The iRacing.com pace car gonna bring that field down. To green, and keep in mind that the finish line is not in the middle of turn 1 and 2, or not in the middle of the tri-oval, but that's where the Geico restart zone is. One final time this season. It's time to grab the 5-point harness, wipe the visor, pull the 5-point harness, because it's time to go super speedway racing one final time on a Friday. Here we are, lap number 1. Give the first lap to the 97 truck of John Connor. Philip Platt is running in that second position right now. Cook finds himself in the third position on the inside line. Benelli too is outside there in fourth. It's going to be a battle all night. Keep in mind that Greg McConey needs to finish 10th or better to seal the championship. He's got to be patient and just do the right thing. As we got a couple of cars just out here doing their thing. The 90 truck Benelli is going to lead that lap. Greg McConey not wasting any time getting to the front of the field. Now we're 3 wide. Kinsley Smith is going to go a fast time with a 50.69. Riding outside line. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's got his favorite teammate up there. La Partition. Lap number 5. Lap number 5 still leading this piece. Blair Hollerman goes fast time. Brandon Honeycutt leads lap, or he's running second to Greg McConey here on lap number 6. Lap number 9. Brandon Honeycutt leading the way. And Luke Smith. Greg McConey running in third position. We got Trevor Woodward working out lap number 10. Trevor Woodward running one of his best finishes for a while. John Connor down 5 positions. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go side by side.
racers, you know, in any leagues that we've done. I've always been keeping an eye on these two guys, and I'm not surprised to see them up here, especially in the trucks at this place.
Absolutely. So, with that being said, William Kelly, you know, started ninth. He's up 6 spots. He's up to third. We still got a long way to go.
Yeah, you got about 55 laps to go, which means there's at least 1 or 2 stops in this race. I wouldn't be surprised to see some chaos coming onto pit road, because these trucks don't exactly like stopping on a dime to hit this pit road. So just a matter of timing.
You're absolutely correct. As we're gonna go on board with Blair Holloman here, driver out of Middletown, PA. At least I think we are. We should be.
Beautiful looking Wrangler paint job on this 32 truck.
Oh, absolutely. Beautiful looking paint scheme as usual.
Yeah, that 1999 Dale Earnhardt Sr. Winston vibes, and I'm actually old enough to remember when that car actually ran under the lights, and I don't know what it is, but every year Dale Sr. ran a special paint job at the Winston, the thing just never ran the rest of the hill.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I just love that paint. Now, here's the point situation, Shane. Greg McConey has to finish at least 10th or better to win this championship. He's led a lap, so he's tied right now.
Okay, so he's got the lap led. Now it's just a matter of keeping that truck out of trouble. And what better place than to be up front to keep the truck out of trouble when you win a championship? I mean, this is how you do it.
Well, here's the thing. There is no safe spaces at Talladega. You can't run and hide.
Gee, don't we know that too well?
You can't run and hide at Talladega.
No, but you can drive with the tailgate hanging off the truck like you did. I think I've actually still got that race on my personal channel somewhere. I'd have to go dig it up.
Muhammad Mac McConville checking in says, "Hi, Alan Bergen here on the YouTube or on the Facebook Live." Let's see. We'll go over to the YouTube.com live chat and see how it's looking over there.
Oh, looks like Blair's bailing out of the top lane. I think it's getting a little too rowdy, and he's going to see what his truck can do behind people, as that inside line has basically formed up and it's turned into a train, leaving the outside high and dry, and those 3 trucks that are up there are going to slowly fade to the back.
Well, now we're, here's the thing about Talladega, Shane, is you see ebbs and flows. And you see, it gets single filed out for a while, as Blair Holloman and Terry Fennell are going to do the teamwork and come down pit road.
This is, I think, the first of 2 for these guys, so it doesn't surprise me it's this early. That also tells me that the dominoes are going to start falling and the rest of the field will be in within the next 2 to 3 laps.
At least in the next 2 to 3 laps.
Now you're talking about ebbs and flows at this track. I'm sorry, but the last time I remember anything big happening in this track with me involved, I was looking through your front windshield.
Right now, here we are. The whole floodgates have opened up. Full stop, pit stop for everybody.
Oh, just
we got trouble. We got trouble. Kinsley Smith involved.
Oh, that could have been a lot worse.
It's going to Kinsley Smith because it's 95% sure it's going to be an unsafe pit entry. Now, he might be able to talk to race control and get that taken away.
I don't think it's him that had to deal with it, because he got tagged around by the who was it on that black and pink truck? That's the one that actually nailed him.
I believe that is.
We were just talking about him in third.
Oh.
Because he came in completely locked up and sideways. Yeah, right there.
William Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly was the one that came in completely, 45 degrees sideways and tagged Kinsley in the left rear, spinning him around.
Well, here comes Kinsley Smith, Eric Truthhook, and the Colonel Kirby Wainscott. They're going to come in together. But when they do, they're going to be so far behind.
Yeah,
and Brandon,
not only are they going to be behind, but the way they're going to blend in is going to be towards the back of this huge train. Right now, once it starts compressing, that's when we're going to see where everybody shakes out. And I hate to say it, I think Kinsley's going to have to hope for a caution to shake out with these guys.
Here's what I've learned at Talladega by watching a number of these races. You remember the old Nokia phones and they had the game of Snake on there? So think of this like that. A giant game of Snake at 180 miles an hour.
I'm sorry, but this is more like chess at 180 miles an hour, not a game of Snake. I don't want to do it with a boa constrictor. Come on now.
Or, that's the best analogy I can come up with.
Well, right now, the best thing I can come up with is the fact that this three-car train is going to be blowing by Truth Hope, and he's not going to have anyone to latch on to till the next pack comes up and grabs him as Honeycutt ends up taking over the lead with McConey right behind him. Again, this is what McConey has to do to win the championship. And he stays, 10th or better. Game over.
Yeah, right now, John Connor continues to run third. He's only down 2 spots. Brandon Honeycutt up 12 spots. So, I mean, he started 13th. He's up 12. Greg McConey is up 6 spots. So he started, 8th. Or,
Yeah.
I think my math is mathing right.
Well, the problem is you got St. Louis math. I can't say much. Maine math's not much better. Like, let's be real here.
Well, what's real right now is Brandon Honeycutt and Greg McConey battling it out, trying to make this into a 3-car battle.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, that's not going to happen because there's a few more trucks that are about to latch onto this train.
Oh boy! So here we are forming the forming the line again. Greg McConey going to try to test the waters on the outside. Can he get anybody to take the bait?
No. Everyone's going to fly right by him. He's going to drop right to the back of this. And you know what? It's not a bad thing to do it early to see what he can do. He's going to drop to the back of this. He's got a little bit of distance back there to the Colonel, sitting in 7th, and then there's a little bit of a gap to the train behind him. So it's not like he's sacrificing a whole lot right now. So testing the waters he can do for a move is not a bad thing now. But if it was with 3 or 4 to go, I'd be a little bit more concerned falling to the back of the pack like that.
Strategy move.
Oh, easily. I mean, we haven't even hit halfway yet.
Strategy move, strategy move, strategy move.
Yeah.
I mean,
we don't know anything about it because the last time we tried to do any strategy here, we all ended up jumped.
Well, speaking of strategies, right now, back in that 12th position, Greg Benelli has hit the fastest lap of the race with a sub 50. He went 49.75, which currently holds the fastest lap of the race.
Well, the interesting thing is he's got a bit of a gap in front of him to Kelly, and he's got a bit of a gap to the truck behind him. So he's kind of got himself a nice little pocket to where he can kind of see how big of a run that truck will get. And he'll be able to suck back up to the back end of Kelly here shortly. And, he'll end up getting right back up to this train and keep trucking along. I mean, again, this is other strategy moves, is seeing where you can fall, how far back you can fall back to draft up to people. So, notebooks are being built right now.
I run the same strategy as you do. You almost run the race in a half, right? So the first half of the race, you're essentially learning what your truck will do and where you can put it. What does that proverbial balance, if you will. But then again, the second half of the race, that's when it's really time to go racing.
Yeah, how'd that work last time we tried that? I'm just saying.
Right now, Brandon Honeycutt certainly does have something figured out, and so does Kirby Wainscott. Now, Kirby Wainscott is no slouch on these super speedways.
No, he's not. He's always had a good truck. It's just, unfortunately, there have been times where either strategy has bitten him or the late race crash, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So if he's able to get that thing out front and keep it there, I think he'll be a little bit better off. But, you know, with this pack reforming the way it has, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some shuffling here before long.
Well, the last time Kirby Wainscott won on a super speedway was at Daytona in the Racers Elite Truck Series.
Yeah.
And he did it in Lightning McQueen fashion.
I remember that.
Right now, Truth Pinnell, who was multiple laps down, just went fast time with a 49.59.
Yeah, he's going to have to hope a couple of cautions hit in order to get some of those laps back. But if the truck has got that much pace in it, especially in the draft, you know, he might be a threat if he gets back onto the track.
Well, right now, he's the lap down. He's looking to steal the lap. He's looking to take the Grinch, steal the lap back, and then it's going to be how the Grinch stole Talladega, hopefully.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Oh, dear God, I'm already doing Christmas carols.
Well, right now, as up here in the front of the field, Kirby Wainscott and Brendan Honeycutt are fa-la-la-la-la-ing all the way up to the, you know, keeping these guys at bay.
It ain't exactly an easy sleigh ride to Grandma's house right now, I'll tell you that much.
Now, back here, down 2 spots, you got Dale Villaquette. Or if we're going to effectively name him DPV. Doesn't sound as cool.
No, I'm just glad we didn't have to go DVP, or else we would have been talking about damaged vehicle policy right about now. Do with that what you will, ladies and gentlemen.
And Truce Hook back here in that number 55 car. He's down 2 spots. He started 5th. He's in 7th. Now he's in great company right now. Some of the best drafters, especially watching practice.
Yeah, Truth has always been strong in the draft with this truck as well, so it doesn't surprise me to see him up here. It's just a matter of getting in position late, and unfortunately, you know, Truth has just had some really bad luck, you know, the last handful of weeks in the truck series, so maybe this is the time to get off that schneid and actually be able to pick up a win.
I think he can.
Well, you know, I got a good feeling. I mean, he came within a couple laps of winning a couple of weeks ago in the truck series, so he can do it. It's just a matter of the timing of making the right move.
I want to give a huge shout out to the Racers Elite Leagues for putting this on here tonight. As we got William Kelly going up to the high line, he's running around that Dale Jr. line. Is there any takers? He's going to try to make it 3 wide, coming down that back straightaway here, lap number 35.
Yeah, nobody went there.
He thought better of it though. He's going to. I think so. Here's the way these run, and here's the trends that I've been seeing. Is you've got the inside line, and then you got the outside line. Now, typically, the inside line is always going to be your strongest line. And you're going to have a few drivers go to the outside line and try to make it work.
Restrictor plate racing, it's more about how strong the line is where you're running, depending on who's drafting with you. There's no set, you know, inside line's going to be better, outside line's going to be better. It's who you've got drafting with you that's going to make the line stronger. You know, if you got, you know, 6 or 7 trucks in line in one and 5 or 6 in the other, you know, give or take a little bit, but it also depends, like I said, who's drafting with you. You can take a 4-truck line on the outside and go around 7 of them if you've got 4 of the fastest trucks here. So it's just a matter of how organized people are and who you've got in line with you, as I think Honeycutt's starting to have some connection problems.
Brandon Honeycutt having some connection issues here in that number 13 truck, and that could wreak havoc on the guys around him. It'll make it extremely difficult for people to race with them. As, you know, a guy like Terry Fidel, he might, you know, trying to get his lap back, fill the first truck a lap down, not the end of the world, still a lot of time. Now, 75 laps here at Talladega with a 2.5 mile super speedway. I equate that to right around 105 laps. As the connection issues continue to go on for Brandon Honeycutt, Cody Benelli is now your race leader while he's essentially blinking out. And that outside line just turned on the afterburners. Holy cow, you just watched that right in front of your eyes.
75 laps here is 200 miles, dude. I don't know where you were trying to get 105 out of, but 75 laps here is 200 miles.
200 miles, look.
I had to double check and just make sure my math was mathing, okay?
Okay.
Hey, I'll admit it, okay? I sucked at algebra. I was a jock in high school. Leave me alone.
But right now, Brandon Honeycutt back in the lead. Looks like he's got those connection issues solved just for a little while.
Yeah, he's got that lap truck sitting in front of him. Well, he basically can say lap truck. He's basically the distance of a lap down right now. But if we were to get a caution back on the lead lap, and it'll get interesting to see how he'll shake out in front of everybody. Brandon Honeycutt's good. He's got the truck he can draft off of, save a little bit of fuel. He's not stressing too much. This could also play into his strategy plan.
If I'm Terry Fennell, though, I am just out front. I'm just out front riding there, staying in front of Brandon Honeycutt. Now, Brandon Honeycutt will get you to the front, but you got to work with him.
Yeah, and right now that top lane is barely even organized with those 2 trucks, and unfortunately they're going to be slipping to the back of this pack unless they try to drop down now, but I think that hole's about to close up.
Well, if I'm Richard Odie or you know, the 90 truck, I'm begging John Connor to let me in.
Yeah, but I hate to say, as we've gone past halfway, no one is going to be let in at this point. It is now, the wick is slowly getting turned up just a little bit here, lap after lap.
Well, now the standard hourglass are starting to fall more rapidly.
Oh, you had to sneak in a soap opera reference, didn't you?
Well, the good thing right now is the caution should come out. Terry Fennell will get his lap back.
Yeah, he's the only truck a lap down, if I'm not mistaken here. There's someone behind
him.
Okay. So, yeah, he'd be fine right now, no matter what's going on, because no one else is even in his ballpark.
Yeah, no one's... Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's like the only truck that's further back is...
Kinsley Smith.
Yeah, who's sitting a couple laps down, unfortunately.
Not having the night that he wanted.
No, that incident on pit road must have damaged the truck worse than we thought, because he got tagged in that left rear pretty doggone solid.
Right now, John Connor continues to sit right back there in 5th place, down 4 spots. He started on the pole tonight. Cody Benelli, he's down 2 spots. He started on the outside. So your front row essentially is sitting 4th and 5th.
I mean, we're 42 laps in. We got another pit stop coming up here in about I want to say, either side of 5 laps, which means there's going to be one more with about 10 to go. You're still looking relatively good right now. I mean, you're up front in the top 10. You've got a clean truck. You know you've got speed because you sat on the front row. You can still make a strategy out of this.
Well, right now, as it sits, Greg McConey, he's going to go on the Maxwell House strategy and take it all the way down to the last drop.
Oh, my. You remember when Sterling Marlin and Bill Elliott dominated qualifying at the restrictor plate track?
I'm just saying. I think Greg McConey can conserve enough to get him to the end and make it a 2-stop race.
Well, pit stops were going to be just under 30. If they stopped this lap with lap 45 in the book from there on, in the draft, you might be able to just barely save enough. It depends on when you're able to come down pit road, depending on how much throttle you can run in and how much fuel you can.
Not wrong.
I cannot believe you brought up Maxwell House.
Right now, back at the front of the field, back at the ranch, if you will, Brendan Honeycutt not getting away from William Cully, just ever so slightly. These guys, you don't really want to get up to the front of the line.
No, I mean, unless you've got that RAD motor that Dale Jr. dominated this place with, you really don't want to be up front too far.
Well, right now, Richard Odie probably has the best seat in the house, as he currently runs third. That's about where you want to be. You don't really want to be in the front. You really don't want to be in second. You want to be in third, maybe fourth. That's where I want to be, but...
How often has that worked out for you? This is where my old style of driving would differ, because I wouldn't mind sitting back here in second and having somebody I know behind me I can work with. Because if I was able to get a big enough run right now to get up to Brandon Honeycutt, I would deke him to the point where I'd be able to get around him. And speaking of getting around people, hello 98 truck, where did you come from?
Oh, just as you say that, look at that. Andrew Tufton and Andrew Tufton's in that Road Ranger number 98. He's going to bring Richard Odie with him.
This man just went complete high majesty on everybody.
Well, you say that, look, Richard Odie kind of feels left out there. He's going to sneak back in line behind Brandon Honeycutt in that number 13 truck, the Powell's truck.
Richard almost took the rear bumper off the Honeycutt's truck. He slid in that late. That would have made me a little nervous if I was in Honeycutt's shoes right now.
Oh, you're not wrong. With 46 laps in the books here, 45. We're working lap 46 now.
Yeah, and it seems like the boss man and Honeycutt are about ready to start trying to check out on everybody, as the field looks like it's splitting up a little bit, which is a good thing for pit stops, because you don't have the monstrous pack issue like what we saw the first time around. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see people start coming down pit road in the next 3 laps or so.
You got Eric Dodd there in the number 87 truck. He is wisely getting out of the way. But here comes Kirby Wainscott. Now, Kirby Wainscott could be, well, as I say that, Eric Dodd is going to slide down to the inside line.
Don't you just love when we think we have a great thought and then all of a sudden the drivers are basically like, nope, shut up, we got this. We're going to prove you wrong about something.
And here we go. Brandon Honeycutt is going to be the first one to blink. And that's gonna put Richard Odie up to second by default. Now these guys can come in we would essentially have 25 to go.
And it looks like Brandon is the only one that came down out of that lead pack.
Well, I got a feeling we're going to see the land rush this time by.
Yeah, and last time we had that, Kansas Smith ended up backwards sitting in someone else's pit stall.
Jesse Fox, Jimmy Walker down pit road now.
Well,
keep an eye on the front of the field here. See what they do, because every time they zig, we zag.
Yeah, this is about to really get interesting here shortly. A few more trucks in the back start to peel off. There goes second place peeling off. They're a little bit wiser about it. The pack is split.
Whoa!
Oh, hey,
John Connor with the save.
Yeah, we can actually see that right rear taillight from up here in the booth. That's how sideways he got.
Hot check, 180 mile an hour down to, 55. So that's no joke.
Yeah, now the problem is he flat spotted the tires locking it up, so obviously he's going to have to get a fresh set. Did he only flat spot the right front, or did he end up flat spotting both of them? Because if he did, he's going to be sitting there for a little while longer than what he expected.
Blair Hollerman in, William Kelly, Terry Fennell in. Here they come.
Here comes everybody else getting ready to make their stop. Oh, Kirby stays out for another lap.
I mean, you'd almost have to.
Yeah, this is the strategy of Talladega is when he ends up coming out pit road with the rest of this 5-car pack, where are they going to shake out in relation to, everybody else? Because right now, Honeycutt, I think, is going to cycle out to the lead, but it's going to be a matter of, does he have anybody with him he can work with?
Right now, Greg McConey, remember, he has to finish 10th or better to seal up this championship.
Yeah, when there's still 25 laps to go, which means anything can happen in this chess game. And it'll be interesting to see who does what. And here they come.
Here we come. 3 wide.
Oh, that was well spread out. That was nicely done.
They did better than I give that one a 10.
I think the Russian judge may knock it down to about 9.8.
And
right now,
these drivers get this figured out, everybody. Nice to hear, everyone. Angel here. We're going to go ahead and take our final break of the evening, get that handled and out of the way. I apologize. I didn't want to cut you guys off, Alan and Shane, but I want to make sure we pay the bills here on the Sim Racing Media Network and get you guys a brief moment of a break. So we'll be right back, everybody. I'm sorry to cut them off, but we'll be right back.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
We got you, dude.
Welcome back to the Racers Elite Superspeedway Series here on this wonderful Friday night. Alan Bergen and Shane Lake with you in the booth here tonight. And right now, Kinsley Smith doing all he can to stay out in front of Brandon Honeycutt. Brandon Honeycutt continues to lead this thing with a slim margin over Cody Benelli.
Yeah, right now, Kinsley Smith's helping out the DEI teammate, just letting him draft off and save a little bit of extra fuel while also keeping that speed up. But Kinsley may want to get out of the way here before long because the lead lap battle is about to start heating up as we're getting ready to cross the line with just under 20 laps to go.
Yeah, getting ready to come to 19. There's just 20 laps to go right now. And here we go. This is where you're going to see what your truck is really made of. Now, right now, Greg McConey would at least tie for the championship if he stays on 11. He led the laps. He's got to get up there to 10th. He's got to get 10th or better.
Yeah, and right now with 20 to go, you know, it's about time to pull the pin out the grenade and see what that Ford can do. And he's got a couple of trucks around him that he can work with, and the pack isn't exactly 100% spread out yet. So he can start making some moves here before long, but he also cannot wait too much longer to start actually making these moves, because when the time comes and if he's not able to make that move, it's going to possibly cost him the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. We got 19 laps to go. Brandon Honeycutt doing everything he can. You can almost try to run a block on Kinsley Smith. Now he's not going to go flying by Kinsley Smith because they are teammates. But what could happen, though, is Brandon could get around Kinsley and Kinsley could run a block for Brandon Honeycutt.
Yeah, and he could end up doing that, but I also know how Kinsley drives. I don't see Kinsley doing that late. Now, right now, he's doing the smart thing. He's actually helping Brandon Honeycutt out a little bit, just in case there is a late caution. All this drafting behind him is saving fuel. But at the same token, I think Kinsley will be smart enough to get out of the way and let these guys settle it amongst themselves before long. And speaking of settling it, we're about to see a move for the lead here.
Yeah, John Connor, who essentially was your pole sitter, he had the fastest lap of the race tonight. He got the pole. And here comes that number 70 truck of William Kelly. Right behind him, essentially in that fourth position. Now, what's going to happen, and I bet dollars to donuts that this is going to happen, is once John Connor gets around Kinsley Smith, he's going to go to drop down to the inside line.
Yeah, but the thing is trying to get around Kinsley, and right now... Oh, yo.
William Kelly just bailed on John Connor. John Connor left out to dry.
Yeah, he's able to slip back in, though. Kelly left him enough room to slip back in. And this is back to being a single-file conga line as they're coming up on Truth Hope here with 17 to go.
Truth Hope going to wisely get out of the way. Maybe try to slide in behind Richard Odie. I don't think so.
No.
He's waiting to hear the words clear, clear, clear.
Yeah, he's waiting for that perfect gap to slip back in. And right now, I don't think he's going to get it to the back of this train.
Right now, Kinsley Smith continues to be the leader of the pack, running one lap down. So if the caution were to come out right now, which we haven't had, the caution had not come out just yet.
You better find a piece of lumber to knock on.
Already did, 5 steps ahead of you.
I didn't know your head counted as lumber, though.
Well, right now, Kinsley Smith continues to run that. You know, the Brandon Honeycutt, like we said, he continues to play the block for Kinsley Smith. Now, if the caution should come out, that would give Kinsley Smith a free pass.
Yeah, it would, but right now I don't see that caution coming out. And what I'm also looking at right now is second place. Looks like he's trying to start gauging some moves here, because he backed the line up about 3 or 4 truck lengths and then tried to get a run on Honeycutt. So they're starting to feel each other out here for the late race move.
So right now, taking a look at our points battle right now, as it sits, Greg McConey is up to 10th. He's got to finish 10th or better to lock this thing in. He's done 11 laps tonight, so let's not shy away from that battle.
Well, right now, the way things are going, unless something big happens in this line, I got a feeling McConey is right where he wants to be. He's in a safe, relatively safe spot. We say that and hope nothing happens up in front here, but at the same token, you also got to know he's looking about 5 or 6 trucks ahead of him, just in case something does happen.
Absolutely 15 laps left in the books here. Brandon Honeycutt continues to lead as we got moves being made all over the place. Here comes William Kelly up to second. Same as the first, different players. Who's got the better of the two helpers?
Well, it looks like Kelly's going to try to get that going, but fortunately, it seems like this truck is really unstable being out in clean air.
Oh boy, here we go. This is a battle for the lead. Give the advantage to William Kelly just for a moment. Terry Fennell going to get him and the Grinch out of the way.
Yeah, the Grinch don't want to steal the headlines of this race. Also, what this did with Kelly making that move to the top side is actually split this train up back, because you've got Andrew Stepp from the 98 leading the single truck train, and then that train behind them is actually starting to pick back up. So before you know it, Kelly and his little helper are about to drift further back than the elves working on Christmas Eve.
Well, you better not watch out. You better watch out. You better not cry, because here comes William Kelly to the front of the field.
Yeah, 13 laps to go, and his little helper seems to be poking his nose out a little bit. And that's the one thing about these trucks that people don't realize. The way the grills are set up in the trucks, it is very easy to overheat these things if you push for too long.
And here comes the land rush. Final pit stop, 13 to go.
Oh, it looks like it split the field in half.
We knew it was going to happen. Brandon Honeycutt has an issue.
He came on the pit road too hot and lost it.
Richard Odie is going to inherit the lead.
That may be Honeycutt's race.
I think it was. 12 laps to go. Now, mind you, Greg McConey waited a little bit later to come in, and that might have bought him just enough fuel. And not only that, but he's been back here in the back of the field. This may have been the strategy move.
I do not see him coming in, if he does, until probably 8 or 9 to go. Now, Honeycutt may have a small advantage here because he might have his teammate drop back a little bit to try to help him draft back up to the front. So Honeycutt may not 100% be out of this race yet.
Richard Odie continues to lead this thing. Andrew Tepp continues to run second. We're just outside of 10 to go.
And this race has been clean and green since the drop of the first flag, and if we're lucky, we get to see 2 more later. So this is going to be a true money stop for a lot of these guys right now. And I think a few more trucks are getting ready to peel off. I thought I saw a couple of guys moving around back there.
I mean, we're coming to 10 laps to go right now. 10 laps to go. Jesse Fox, Truth Hook working together, staying in front of Richard Odie. Now Andrew Tepp continues to run second at number 98, Road Ranger Ford F-150. Blair Holloman had an error on his pit stop.
Yeah, he slid a little too far, and unfortunately that's going to be his race more than likely unless we get a caution.
Ten laps to go. Greg McConey still riding at second position. Does he stay out? Does he come in?
He's waiting for the rest of the pack to come in. That's what he's waiting on right now. He's going to come back out with everybody and then try to make a huge cycle. But we could also get a surprise and see him stay out the rest of the way.
I said earlier, he could be on the Maxwell House strategy and take it all the way down to the last drop. We've seen some weird strategies in this league.
Boy, have we ever seen some weird strategies in this league. But that's what makes it so exciting is you never know what people are going to pull, you know, for magic tricks late in a race.
I've seen drivers in this league literally turn their trucks off to save fuel.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, I think I've been around a couple of times to see it myself. I mean, if they haven't turned it off, they've definitely been clutching it themselves.
Right now we got 8 laps to go, and Richard Odie continues to lead this thing. Could the night be the first night that Richard Odie gets his first win?
Well, if he's got enough fuel in the tank, and right now he's riding behind Truth Hoke, he could be also saving enough to try to make this move work. So, once again, it's a possibility because you can run 3/4 throttle, and as long as you got someone in front of you you can draft with, you're saving fuel. So it wouldn't surprise me if something crazy happens this race. I mean, it is Talladega. We've seen crazy things happen. I wouldn't be surprised if in about 7 laps we see something else crazy happen.
Right now, Colonel Kirby Wayne Scott continues to ride back there in that 5th position. What a good night he's put together. Just kind of kept it clean, kind of kept it green, kind of stayed out of trouble.
Well, all of them have stayed out of trouble. It's the fact of the matter that Kirby's been able to shuffle his way up to the front. And right now, he's actually within shouting distance of the lead. So if he gets the right people behind him, I wouldn't be surprised to see Kirby make a few moves to get towards the front.
Right now, Brandon Honeycutt is getting his lap back the hard way.
Well, he's got the great best help I've seen when it comes to restrictor plate racing around here, and that's Kirby. That's Kenzie Smith in that Napa 15. As what that's done is split that pack apart.
Not rolling there. The 12 car of Greg McConey would essentially, if he can hold pat here, we got 6 laps to go. A half a dozen laps left in the books here. Greg McConey can stay ahead of, you know, Trevor Woodward, his teammate there, John Connor, Blair Holloman. I would be a pretty safe bet to say that he's got this championship sewed up here.
Yeah, right now he's not looking to make any moves. That's going to be dangerous. He's kind of poking the front end out a little bit. He's going to try to make the move on Kirby here, and it seems like he's just strategizing a little bit. He's getting help from that big Bud machine behind him. So he's looking to start moving up a little bit to get a bit of an insurance policy here, as we got 5 fingers down, 5 to go from Talladega.
5 phalanges in the air. Dale Villequette finds himself up there in the lead. As he just stole the lead from, you know, Richard Odie. But don't look now, kids. Don't look now. Guess who else is working his way up to the front?
Why am I not surprised that when it came down to showtime, McConey reminds me a lot of some of the best restrictor plate racers out there. Guys like Gordon, Martin, Darrell Waltrip when he was good on the restrictor plates, Dale Yarborough. When the money time came, he always found a way to the front.
4 laps to go. Greg McConey puts it to the front. He's bringing his teammate Trevor Woodward right along with him. And I'm betting you dollars to donuts right now, Shane, that Greg McConey is coaching inside the truck. Greg McConey.
Yeah, McConey's got to be coaching that teammate in that Budweiser truck, because there's no way outside of pulling some Talladega BR stuff with Junior and Truex that this is normally supposed to work, but they found their way up to the front, and McConey's got himself a chance to get a win here at Talladega, and we have got 3 laps to go. This time 5.
3 laps left to go here on this final Friday night of the Super Speedway Series. Oh boy. This is about to get good.
We're about 3 minutes or so away from figuring out who's going to end up winning this thing. And this battle is heating up. And they got the lap trucks in front of them of Honeycutt, Kensley Smith, and Blair Hollerman. I don't know how this is going to shake out because those 3 trucks could play influence in this race.
Yeah, here we go. Greg McConey running second. These guys, I mean, right now, I mean, barring anything bad happening, probably still Greg McConey up for his championship.
Yeah, we just had one dip onto pit road here late.
And that was Richard Odie.
Odie King comes down. The popsicle sticks are airborne. McConey's trying to win himself a championship. He's sitting P2 right now on that outside line. He's got 3 of the best restrictor plate racers in front of him. Problem is, they're all a lap down. He's got to figure out a way to get to that lead, or is he content riding in that top lane? We got a lap and a half to figure this out.
Well, I think the move's going to happen here pretty soon. Cruz Hoke is helping that number 9 truck. And here comes Wayne Scott. Wayne Scott running third right now.
McConey is right where he wants to be, though. He's well inside the top 10. This is a championship drive right now for him.
Here he goes to the outside. He's got no help.
Now he's going to get his teammate behind him, but the problem is they got moved a little bit too late. As the popsicle sticks go down, the white flag goes up. We're coming back to a check flag here at Talladega, and McConey looks like he's trying to take over the lead.
Go, McConey, go. He's going to try to get ahead of that 9 truck and have Blair Holloman as a pick. Oh, they're going to dive down pit road.
Oh,
These guys are going to race it out.
Honeycutt, Kensley Smith, and Holloman did the wise thing, and they're letting these guys race it out for the win.
It's going to be a battle.
Oh, we got someone on the top side trying to make it 3 wide. How's that going to split this pack up? We're going to have ourselves one of those terrific Talladega finishes. A little bit of a side draft from the 9. McConey goes around. Gets tagged by Drew Pope. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Darius Timms is going to come across the line first. Kirby Wainscott's going to finish second.
Yeah. Biggest question is where is McConey going to cross the line?
It looks like 6th position.
He gets spun out of the lead. I know he's going to be upset.
Make that 5th.
I know McConey's going to be upset about getting spun out of the lead, but he may have still sewed up the championship.
He just got the thing to cross over to 5th position.
Oh my goodness.
Darius Timms is gonna win the battle.
Timms might have won the battle, but I believe McConey may have just cleaned up and won the war.
And with that being said,
wow.
Have you ever?
Well, a handful of times, yeah.
You know what's good about these guys?
What?
Pretty much finishing 1, 2, 3 as well. They're not hard to find.
No, they're all on the same channel.
We're gonna go ahead and talk to your top 3. Shane, I'm gonna have you talk to the race winner here, Darius Timms.
Yo, Darius, it's Shane up at the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, oh man, oh man. Talk to us about the seat you had for that finish.
Holy shit, that was some fucking finish for sure. I was definitely terrified. It was a bold move, me going on the outside there, but it definitely paid off in the end. So, I'm definitely happy with that outcome for sure.
Yeah, I was watching that little that paint scheme reminded me of the Spy versus Spy cars that I've seen in the past. So I was watching that paint scheme kind of sit up there 3 wide, and I was thinking to myself, he's got absolutely no help, and somehow the seas parted for you, dude.
For real. Like, I was actually surprised that there was some contact and they lost it.
Yeah, it looked like from our vantage point, I believe the 9 just washed up. And unfortunately, here at Talladega with the trucks, you can easily lose the nose with these things. So the craziness that is Talladega, and someone unexpected that we've barely talked about all race ends up picking the win up. My guy, wow.
Yeah. It's my first time racing with the league. Fucking good experience for this one race. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. We've been broadcasting these guys for a while now, and trust me, you're in a great spot for a league. So hopefully we see more of you. Before we let you get out of here, man, who helps you get it done on that 031 that you want to thank for getting it done here tonight?
Well, I was mainly following Andrew Theft most of the race. I was definitely taking him as help throughout the race. I was following him, doing some fuel savings, and then I'm definitely gonna thank the boys at Shifty Racing. Learn a lot over there, and yeah, good night.
Hey, celebrate this one, man. Hopefully we see more of you in this league, and congratulations on another crazy Talladega finish and picking up your first win here with these guys.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was a good night for sure.
Definitely.
All right, and then I will go ahead and talk to the one and only Kirby Wainscott on pit road. Shane. Kirby, one spot better, and it would have been your night, but nonetheless, still pulled off a second position. Take us through that race and what more you needed out of the truck to maybe finish first.
Yeah, it was absolutely, it was a fun race. It was just one of those hurry up and go slow races because from the start of the race we were fuel saving the entire time. So it's one of those, hey, hurry, but slow down.
All the old hurry up and wait strategy, but nonetheless, you finished 16 spots better. 15 spots better than you started. Take us through, what was that draft like as you guys were essentially just battling it out hardcore and saving fuel essentially all night long?
Yeah, I was just telling them, especially that last run, it was kind of hard to tell who I was racing with, who I wasn't. So, because we were all kind of saving, so I'm like, all right, well, how long do I have to wait until I can gas it and go? And of course, I'm not a mathematician, I don't know. So I'm just like, hey, I'm just gonna wait till I see Greg and Dale and all them go, and then I'm gonna floor it and see what happens, and close my eyes and hope and pray.
All right, Kirby. Well, before we get you out of here, is there anybody you'd like to thank to help to get it done here on that number 10 truck?
I want to thank Andrew. The amount of work he puts in is just unreal, and I don't even think we can comprehend how much he has to get together and everything for the league, and I really appreciate that. And then I want to appreciate my team. We're so good. Chicken Coop Racing is so good in these super speedway races because we're always constantly talking, communicating, and also I want to give a shout out to Kinsley Smith. All of my paint schemes that I race on, the one I had tonight and the ones I have on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights are all made by Kinsley Smith. So huge shout out to him. He's done an amazing job, and I know he's done a lot of other paint schemes for all the other guys. So he does a great job.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on finishing on the podium, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
Yep. And that was Kirby Wainscott. And Shane, last but certainly not least, I'll let you talk to Mr. Andrew Tuft.
Andrew, it's Shane in the booth. You got a copy?
Sure do.
Well, that was definitely a finish for the ages, now wasn't it? We saw you earlier on just playing Frogger with everybody, leading towards the midsection of the race. Then you fell back a little bit, and all of a sudden we see you sitting here in P3. Talk to us about how your race went for a little bit there.
Yeah, I was really close on fuel the whole race. I think the natural strategy was to try to just do, 25 lap stints and pit twice, and it was real close. Really had to focus on conserving the whole time to make it, and I still didn't. I, I needed another, I don't know, quarter of a lap or something, but I figured even if I had to coast, I'd probably be better than spending a lot of time coming down pit road, and worked out pretty good.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were saving throughout this race. I saw a lot of guys basically staying in the draft where we know some of them were exceptional on super speedways, you included. And it just seemed like it was one of those strategy is 3/4 throttle and then go late. So to know that it was actually that close on fuel for a lot of guys is beyond intriguing.
Yeah, you didn't want to lead. I did shoot up to the front, trying to kind of get in front before the pit stop started and use a little bit of fuel. I think maybe if I didn't do that, maybe I could have gone that extra lap and not run out there at the end. But yeah, I'm happy with P3, and congrats to Greg. He's our official champ.
Yeah, we'll have him, I'm sure, here in a moment. But before we bring him into this, anyone you want to thank that helped you get it done in that 98 truck, because that was a wild P3 finish for you.
Yeah, I didn't know where I was gonna wind up after everybody started wrecking there. I knew there was some lappers trying to get their lap back, and it was hard to tell who was on the lead lap and who wasn't, and which of those guys wrecked. I have no idea, but somehow through all the smoke and everything, P3. So I'll take it. But
Hey,
yeah, want to thank SRM and my family and our servicemen and women. Want to thank everybody that tunes in to watch and shows up to race. And if you're interested in checking us out, just head on over to racerselite.com. We got all the info there, schedules, standings, Discord invites, the whole 9 yards.
yeah, if they can't find that, don't be afraid to shoot Andrew a message on one of the iRacing groups on Facebook. I've seen you pop up on a few of mine, so I've been keeping tabs, believe me.
Yeah, I'm easy to find. Just shoot me a message. We'll get you all set up.
All right, well, congrats on the P3 finish, and don't you have something tomorrow night that we're going to be taking care of?
We do. We got a wheel and modified series race at New Hampshire. It's 150 laps, same time as this one, 9 o'clock Eastern. So come on out, check us out.
I'll be in the booth for that one, man. I'll see you guys then for sure.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, and that was Andrew Teft. And we are going to bring up the season champion. And Shane, you get to talk to Craig McConey.
Hey, Greg, it's Shane in the booth. You got a copy, bud.
What's up, guys?
Better question is, what up with you, champ? Talk about a crazy finish.
Yeah, you could say that again. That was insane.
You had it look like you were getting ready for the win. We were watching you pull this. The only way I can put it is this Earnhardt-style drive. And somehow, through the smoke and dust and getting turned backwards, you still finished 5th. Talk to me about how that came around.
Yeah, so when we had that first pit stop, I pitted on 24 to 25 because I was like, all right, there's no way anybody's making it to 25. And guys did. So I was like, well, shoot, I got one shot. I got to make it a 50 if I'm going to have any chance to be in this thing. So luckily that second run, I was with with that whole group there. So I was able to save a bunch of fuel. I was able to pit on 50, coming to 51. So I'm like, all right, I got to do it one more time. And I know I'll be good by like a lap. Well, they picked the pace back up, and that it made me go and I wanted to go race sooner. I wanted to pull that move with like 5 to go, but with how the pace had picked up, I wasn't able to. So I'm like, all right, well, just got to ride. Saw the opening with like 3 to go. I'm like, okay, I'm good by 3/4 of a lap. If I can get in the draft of those lappers, I'm fine, which we did. Then I'm like, great. All right, 2 to go. Now we go. This is it. Now I'm going. And then I was rolling there with shoot, who was it?
I think that 8 truck was
six
Trevor,
car. The 6 car is who.
Trevor Woodward.
Woodward, yes. And then we kind of rolled together, and I was like, all right, just stick with me. You know, we're gonna be fine. I didn't think the 9 had enough fuel, and I was good. And then we're coming out of 4, and I don't know exactly what happened. I know I got tapped by the 6, and then I know the 9 got my left rear. It was a whole racing deal thing, and then I'm spinning and I'm sitting there. I'm like, no, I knew I needed to be 12th or better. I'm like, are there 12 guys left? Where are we? And I was like, no, wait, 12 pitted. I think like there's like 10 cars on the lead lap. I'm fine. I win. I'm good. So then it was like just cruising through the end. I'm like, all right, I'm still in 7th place right now. I'm good. And then so it's just like, all right, I'm just going to cruise back across the line and enjoy the moment of taking home the title.
Well, talk about giving a highlight reel finish, man. I've seen some championships in NASCAR come and go like that, but wow, man. Talk about a highlight reel. So before we let you get out of here, who do you got to thank on that 12 for the championship here with the boys at Racers Elite in the Superspeedway Series?
Well, first off, I'm going to thank Teft and all the guys that help put this league on. They do a great job. I was so happy to be able to run the full season with them. I wasn't sure if I would. But no, Andrew and those guys, they put on Andrew, Alex, they put on a fantastic league. So happy to be able to come race with them. I got to thank all the guys that raced with the Outsiders. Truth, Rowan, Jesse Fox was there late. Everybody else that was a part of this, Trevor Woodward, all those guys. You know, this was a team championship running with them. I kind of came in blind and knew them, so I jumped in and we kind of formed this team in the Outsiders, and you know we did a fantastic job. Glad we were all able to compete and race in the championship, and you know, happy to be able to take it home with them. But it was all entirely thanks to their help. And then I got to thank my sponsors, Boffman Excavating, which is one of my primaries, but my other primary sponsor, which is my wife's company, Magical Mama's Creations and Collectibles. She streams on Whatnot, selling a bunch of Disney items, a bunch of her handmade crafts that she does. You know, so shout out to her. She does a fantastic job. Like I said, find her on Whatnot at magical_mama, MAMA. Thank you to her for sponsoring me. I'm so happy I get to run her car and her company and promote her and all the great work that she does. I got to thank all my family that I know is watching. I know my parents, my brother, my grandfather-in-law, my father-in-law, everybody that watches, shout out to them. My wife, Sydney, especially, for helping with the kids while I get to go drive and win pretend race car championships. And then I got to thank you guys at SRM. You guys put on a fantastic season from the broadcast standpoint. I love being able to go back and watch these things. You know, you guys put on some great commentary and you give a ton of great insight, but let's go. I'm so excited. That's a title, baby.
Man, go celebrate that one. Avoid getting any champagne in your eyes or some Gatorade in your eyes and celebrate this one big, man. Congratulations.
Absolutely, man. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yes, sir.
And that was your season championship here out of the Outsiders racing team. Then that was Greg McConey. And, you know, Shane, before we get out of here, we'll just take him there. Before we get on out of here, Shane, let's go over those final results one more time. Qualifying results. There we go. Here, Darius Timms will bring it home to win here. Kirby Wainscott will finish second. Andrew Tett will finish third. Rounding out your podium, Trevor Woodward will finish fourth, right where he started. Up 3 spots will be Greg McConey. And at number 12, winning the season championship. Finishing sixth will be Cody Benelli. Dale Procop Villequet will finish seventh. Eighth going to Richard Odie. Ninth going to John Connor. Drew Toke bringing up the top 10. Blair Hollerman will finish 11th. William Kelly finishes 12th. Jesse Fox 13th. 14th goes to Jimmy Walker. Brandon Honeycutt finishes 15th. Terry Fennell will finish 16th. Kinsley Smith 17th. And Eric Dodd will win the race to the beer stand, finishing 18th. Those are your final results. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Sim Racing Media. I know we had some hiccups there at the beginning, but all that is well ends well. And with that being said, for everyone here at Racers Elite and Sim Racing Media, I'm Alan Bergen, he's Shane Lake, and as you walk through the streets of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.
Until we meet again, everyone, tomorrow with the Whelen Modified Series here. Take care.